Breathing.
Sorry, yeah, so close to the mic.
Hi everyone, it's Karen and Order of Magnitude here tonight. We're going to be talking about a topic that a lot of us find ourselves in, especially those interested in doing spirit box sessions. Personally, I like them, but I'm not over, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like my thing, because it means dealing with external beings as well as what present in the room. But anyway, I thought we would talk about angry spirits and the ones through the spirit box. So firstly, what I might do is start off by asking you, Riley, since you use it on a daily basis, what is some of the things that have been a common occurrence to you? What are some of the familiar things that you have found as a continual request or something they've vented?
This is a tricky question because there's no bones about it. I'm always interested in the cussing and the swearing broadly because from the evidence aspect, British radio, as a lot of people know, doesn't allow those kind of swear words. And the only way that would happen is if the DJ is on a meltdown and about to get fired. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of DJs being fired at the present, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's why that interests me, if they're angry and cussing. I'm just about to upload a video in a bit after this, in retaliation, that's not the right word, in response to E.V.P Paranormal Science's newest video with the whole Brian Holloway debacle. I don't think anyone's watched it yet. It's a very interesting video because they call Brian Holloway some horrible, abhorrent names, and I want people to understand that doesn't mean to say Brian is that way, but the point is they're sympathetic to Scott's cause because they're the spirits that hang around with Scott, if that makes sense. Yeah. But it's still interesting to hear these swear words come cleanly because it's a very clear video. If you watch it, the cleanness of there's no denying. You cannot deny what you're hearing. It's not like it's subtitled, of course. And that interests me, the swearing, the cussing, the anger. It's probably not a good thing because, you know, if they're angry, they're going to do something. They're going to throw something at you. Why are they cross? Have they got unfinished business, tormented souls? But it interests me because, you know, people want proof. Does the ghost box work? Well, if it doesn't work, would you get swearing like this? You are a, you know? So that's why it interests me. It's not to say that I enjoy angrier spirits than softly spoken ones, of course. But I do get a kick out of when a spirit calls me a penis, we'll say, because that seems to be the in thing at the moment for whatever reason. You know, maybe it's an easy word to manipulate, I don't know. But yeah, it's a very interesting topic, angry spirits, and what is the anger about? Is it unfinished business? Is they angry with you personally? Or are they just sweary bastards that just, you know, in life they're like that anyway? You know? It does fascinate me.
Have you noticed any particular feelings? Before we go on, I'll just send a shout out to those that are watching at the moment. Just so they don't think that we're being rude. We've got Paul, Ray Clark, LT Light Ghost Paranormal, Albert, and Zara, Fallen Angel. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I really do hope this is a topic that's going to be something that everyone can take something out of. So
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just going to get some Rizzler. Rizzler's right there, but I'm attached to my headphones, so just give me 2 seconds.
Yep, okay. So if anyone in the chat room has had a common thing that has come up if you use spirit boxes, what are some of the most common things that you've heard? Has it been swearing? You don't have to give me the actual swear word, but has it been... Yeah, is it a swearing that you hear mostly? Is it help me that you hear? What is the most common thing that you are actually hearing during a spirit or I.T.C communication?
I like to say this is my own experience, my own opinion, so research it yourself, get your own spirit box and see what you get before anyone jumps on me. But my own experience, no, swearing isn't the most common thing I've had, but it's the thing I seem to most celebrate for some twisted reason, but I've said my reason why a second ago. But the most thing I seem to hear, which most spirit box practitioners or users, whatever you want to say the word is, get, is the typical help me. In my last video, 5 times help me. 3 of them were really clear, 2 not so clear, but they were there, you know, if you know, but the 3 were very clear. Help. They want help. They never tell you what you've got to do, but they want help. Maybe they don't know what they've got to do. You ain't got a clue. Help me, dead. Demon, weirdly enough. Now, I'm not saying that every single thing is a demon, but demon comes up over and over again, and you know, I even joke, I get bored of that now. It's
David
interesting,
from
but you know,
LT Light Goes Paranormal just made comment of devil and dead as the main things that he gets. Yeah.
Always the devil. It's that deadpan tone as well. The devil. But it's almost like, I don't know if they're trying to get a kick out of scaring you, or genuinely this there are a lot of spirits that, you know, are that way inclined, come from that area. I don't know. Like you said, when you use a spirit box, it's not just you're talking to an immediate person here, like with a DVR recorder, just a voice recorder, and you're saying, you know, who's here. They're right there, aren't they, or close to you. But when you use a spirit box, you can communicate to other realms, and that's why we get the Astros and the Eons, the mythical beasts that actually haven't ever walked on planet Earth ever. You know, they're only known on a different dimension, and stuff we can't really get our head around and comprehend, you know. Where's that
Zara gets hello mostly, and
hello.
Yeah, Fallen Angel gets help me, and Alba says maybe some are like being in a CB where they can't get caught just messing around, typing or trying to get a rise out of someone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, some people can be scared by it when they hear the word the devil. Oh my God, you know, I've got the devil in my house. Some people get scared. I mean, brilliant. You know, this is great. Give me as much as that you can. Give me the swears. I love it. Not because I like being sworn at necessarily, but just from a pure capturing evidence that, you know, a British radio is not going to be saying these things, and that shows me that the books is communicating with something of intelligence, whether it's happy, sad, or fucking having a laugh with you. But you don't get swear words like on British radio ever. There's no watershed. Oh, after 9 o'clock, anything's game. No. If you say the word fuck in Britain radio, you're going to be fired. There's no bones about it. The ombudsman will fire you. So, like I said, there's. I
must say, in Australia, it's not uncommon to actually turn on the radio and hear some, you know, they're let loose with some of their words.
Bloody and things like that, you mean? Or do you mean full on?
They've had some really eye-opening words said over the radio, and I turned it off. I put on a CD. But one thing that I have, this is why I thought we would talk about this, Riley, because a lot of people that I've noticed a pattern with. Now, firstly, I was not surprised to see LT Light Goes Paranormal write devil and dead, because he seems to be interested in that. Whatever you are mainly interested in is what you're going to attract.
Sure.
Hearing a lot of the vulgarities. So you're going to attract that. I seldom get sworn at when I use these. Probably because I'm not interested in that. They know they're not going to get a rise out of me. And I'm not looking for that. So I really believe it's what you... I mean, this is a thing that it's like it does connect with the individual. Each individual is going to have their unique experience, and this is.
You know, I openly encourage it. Come on, give me a swear. Come on, you know, and I tell the reason why. You know, even if you're a spirit that isn't really that way inclined, it just gives proof in my head. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but you know, especially over here in Britain. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't need to explain, but you know, I've said it already. You know,
well,
that's why I asked for it. But it's not so.
If you are also curious to know, for example, if they need help, like I'll give you an example. Look at Huff. The times that he has said, if you need help, right, say help or that type of thing. So typically,
close down the session after.
You're going to get people saying, help me. You will hear help me if you invite that. So, I mean, it is something that's very common. As soon as you open up communication, and that is regardless of whether if you are a medium or if you're using I.T.C devices. But
I have no sensitivities other than goosebumps, and sometimes you get
the thing is, you'll find that you'll develop that. The more you use these devices, you'll hear them. You'll actually have what is called the audible ear, the audible middle ear is what I like to call it, because even though we have the middle ear, the balance between that is where we begin to hear a lot more. You'll hear things that you think are uncanny. It's like you've got that definite voice in the background, and then it begins to grow. Over time, you'll find that it will grow. So the more you communicate with them, the more you will connect. And it will become, honestly, this is why a lot of people have to be very careful. Even though they're harmless tools, because after all, they're just a radio.
Yeah.
They can still...
Saying the word devil, demons, you're a wanker, I'm going to kill you even, doesn't make it so. It's just talking at you. Different if something gets thrown at you, maybe, but that's just so rare. Like I said, even in the what my family have experienced, one event that was really harrowing. That wasn't even me there. That was my wife and my child had explained what happened, and my wife had bruises where the boy, shook her and punched her so hard to snap her out of it. You know what I mean? That's only one event in 10 years, and that was when the activity was winding down. We didn't hear anything for like a couple of months. We thought, wow, that's that, it's gone, But in all that time, I have spoke about, we have had poltergeist activity, but it's nothing like what Mellowbird and McGee proclaims. Never has it been. I think the closest Mellowbird has done that's to us is that razor that falls in the bath. That's probably about as close as what we've had. Something moves. It's small. It's very small. And there are a few practical jokes that have happened with butter, but it's not like sort of thing floating around. You know what I mean?
Well, look, even in my like the daily communication that I have, anyone would, if anyone's going to have a lot of activity, it would be a medium. You would have things constantly moving, that type of thing.
Hit the word genuine. Hit the word genuine medium under that, okay? Because we're getting a lot of sock puppets proclaiming rubbish at the moment. Hit the word a genuine medium. Okay, carry on.
Well, genuine medium. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, you're just a cold reader." There's one person floating around, leaving some comments and stuff like that. I mean, but
sure,
in a way, it is cold reading. How else can you? I mean, if you're warm reading a person, you already know information about them before. That's what a warm thing is, basically. So reading means you're going in completely information on that person and still being able to connect. So
please note to the person that might be watching that seems to get things a bit muddled up. You're not a psychic, are you, Eva? You don't read people's brains. You merely have spirit, or if it's not there, it's not there. But if a spirit comes along to you and gives you and talks to you, and you're just hearing it and relaying information back to them. So, because people have stunned a word, psychic. No, check what you're researching first. Not a psychic. No. Anyway, carry on. I just wanted to put that out there.
No, but it's true. I've had people say to me, "Who's around me?" And that's just in a message, like a typed message. I don't know who's around you unless they come to me and say, I am with so-and-so. I can't, and nobody can, I don't believe anybody can say to you, you have a definite spirit around you if they are not there and not communicating with that spirit. So that's just people want to, I sometimes, and just to sort of like go a little bit off topic, I've had people that have had readings and they want to hear all the happy, lovey-dovey things that, they're going to have romance and everything. And I can't give them that if I'm not seeing that.
Yeah.
And if anyone just, I don't know whether you saw that post I put up, I was absolutely livid. These are the kinds of people that are making a real job of mediumship and spirit communication and psychic tuning, one that is questionable. They are making a mockery. I saw this video where a woman actually recorded a phone reading. I don't know whether it was like where they ring a 1-900 number or what. I have no idea. But she literally sat there listening to that poor client use up her time, telling her all her life story, gas bagging in the background, telling her what she wanted to know. She lost her dog, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden this woman is saying, you've lost your dog. You need to balance that out by buying a cat. You're a dog person. You know, dogs love, 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 love. You know, and repetitive words like, and I thought, give me a break. These are the people that are making a sham out of it. And you'll also get people that are annotating things on spirit boxes that are not being said. So in a balanced type of way of bringing this in, you can convince people that something is saying something.
Yeah, I can't force annotation. If anyone ever hears me say the word force, that's what I mean by like, oh, it sounds like gobbledygook, but they'll annotate it as, you know, sort of sounds like that if you squint your eyes a little bit, but no, I can't get that. Nothing.
In all fairness, when people are annotating, including me, when I'm doing a video where I'm putting up subtitles, I'm often listening to that bit which comes through the I.T.C device, and then I'm stopping it and replaying that to hear whether that was correct. Yeah, and then I annotate it. I'm assuming that's what they do also. But keep in mind, spirit will also, it's like temporarily deafen you to certain things that come through, especially if you are out to corrupt evidence. If you are deliberately claiming something has happened or being said or whatever, and it hasn't happened, spirit will call you out. And you'll be blinded to that during the annotation. And it's not until after the annotation and you listen back very carefully with headphones, you'll hear spirit call you out if you are trying to fool them. So
let's not bring up the usual man, but I'm just going to say yellow condom. How do you say it? Yellow condom. Why do you lie? Annotated. Question mark.
And you know the funny thing, Riley, before I pointed that out, look how many people listened to that video from beginning to end and did not catch that. And I thought,
I didn't catch it. I didn't even see the yellow condom when I watched that video in the taxi. I didn't notice that, but okay, maybe my mind was elsewhere. It wasn't doing it while I was driving.
I'm hoping it wasn't. I'm hoping it wasn't one. But then again, there was something of a evidential nature next to the actual spirit box.
I know what you're trying to do. Look at me. I have had it not long ago. I'm not on my own, really. I had it. Look at me. Look at what I've just done.
It's talk about bragging.
That's what he's pretty much doing, but he focused on it like, oh, I just forgot to put this away. Oh yeah, carry on. I don't know. This is old history, but it does make me chuckle each time I revisit it.
So with the angry spirits, getting back to them, the question remains is, why are they angry? And I can give you my spin on it, and everyone can have an opinion, because like they say, everyone's got it, behind, and so therefore.
Yep. You can say it. Everyone's got an arsehole. Carry on.
Yeah. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. So with the spin that I have on it is sometimes I feel like they get frustrated. They speak to somebody, they promise that they can help them into the light, that type of stuff, and they don't.
This is what
they do.
My wife says this a lot. She goes, "Do you know what? You lot are absolute assholes." As in, this includes me. She calls me it too, because you say, "Oh, can you say help? Do you need help?" And then like they say, "Help me," and you go, "Okay, Brit, I'm leaving now. I'm shutting down the session. Thanks for that. Bye." Thank you.
So of course they're going to, so they're going to be upset.
Yeah. Now I'm no person that can cross people. I've never made any bones of that, but I do say to them when I say, "Look, I hear a help me." Say it again so you're clear. Okay, help me. How? Tell me how. What do I do? Whatever it is you need me to do, I'll do it. Once I've heard them say pray, just once in all my time I've heard them say pray, I'll do that for you. Can I have a name? Never get a name, but you know. So I have prayed, look, you know, as genuinely as I can. I'm no mega Christian, but you know, I put my hands together and deeply meant it. Save this soul, whoever this soul might be, you know, but I can't help because you don't tell me what you need, but I don't think they even know what they need themselves, maybe. I don't know. So, you know, it's not that I'm trying to be, and I certainly don't like closing down the session straight away, straight after, but the amount of people that do that, oh yeah, say help me. Okay, see you later, bye-bye. And my wife hates it. She gets really narked at it, you know, winds her up.
Well, it's true, because they have been through so many people, not just you, so many people that I've seen on these videos on YouTube are saying, if you need help, say help. And they say help. And then it's, thank you, I'm going now type of thing. Thanks for giving me something to put up on YouTube, basically, in not so many words. But it is very hard, even for me. It's very hard to know what you can really do for them. You can say, do you need help to cross over? And we can only pray that we are helping them. I mean, exactly. I say to them, tell me what you're seeing. Tell me if you are seeing angels, like that time when I went out to that fort and I put up that video, and clearly he said, I said, what do you need? And he said, angels. So it wasn't help, it was he needed angels to help him. He knew.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A specific word. Maybe so you can bring that story, innit?
Yeah, I couldn't see any angels. And that's being honest. I turned and because I could see him looking past me, and I'm like, okay, where? Because I wanted to see something and I couldn't see it. Obviously, they will show themselves to who they feel they want to, obviously to him, because he sought them. That is what they showed themselves to. And I really do believe, even with spirit, I've had cases where my daughter has seen one and she's yucking away and I can't see them. And I began questioning, okay, maybe because of the flow of communication, it was just impossible to say this is imaginary. You know, the flow was too patterned as a real conversation. And they're beginning to talk and then stopped in midway talking because of the communication happening from the other spirit. And that's what happens to me sometimes. As I'm talking, I will get interrupted by the spirit and I'll stop. And with her, she was doing that and I couldn't see the spirit. And I thought maybe it is selective of who they wish to show themselves to.
Yeah, possibly. Or genetics, what you can see, what she can't see, can see. I mean, you said, like, quote me if I'm wrong, your youngest has the gift, if you like, the rare DNA that has this. Your middle does not, and your oldest does not, or something. Is that right? So only one of your daughters has. Is that right?
The youngest.
Yeah. I do believe, if you want to throw some science into here, I know people laugh and say, oh, it's all pseudoscience. Well, I think there is probably a gene that allows your filter of your eyes to see or hear these entities, frequencies, whatever you want to say. and I think this gene is in very low quantities. But obviously, being as she's your daughter, one of them is going to have it, I'd imagine, and one of them does, it seems, you know. So, and what she sees may be different to what you, depending on what filter, lens, or as you said, if they choose to manifest in a way that allows to see, choose. Yeah, imaginary is a strong word, imaginary, because we thought with Camaro, Missy, she always banged on about this Harry this, Harry that. Her first word wasn't mum and dad, it was Harry. I don't know any Harrys. I've never spoken about a Harry. Who the hell's bloody Harry? And it was only I wish to God I could show you this video. It's on an old phone, and unfortunately Camaro dropped it down the toilet. But and it was buggered ever since, and hopefully maybe some whiz in the future will be able to get a video off of it. But she was on the swings, and she was only like 9 months, 10 months. My wife made me this video so when I'm in a taxi I can watch it, and she's pushing Missy on the Camaro on the swing, and she's waving to the left, but there's nobody there on the left. There's nobody in that entire park. No one ever goes there. It's a redundant park pretty much where we live. And about 30 seconds in, after she's waving, you hear a metallic. It's loud. It's very clear. Queuing. Someone's queuing to her. You know, hey, just like knocking you down. Somebody's queuing at her. You know, somebody is you know, grabbing her attention that my wife can't see. You know. And then it twigged. She isn't seeing an imaginary person. She got the name Harry from this spirit that she can see. Now, she has no memory of this now. At the age of 4, I've quizzed her about it. She don't remember it. And they do say, they reckon that, you know, it's myth, whether it's not science-proven fact. They do reckon that young children, like really young children, do see them, and then they sort of grow out of it. You know, obviously in your daughter's case, it's stuck with you as opposed to, you know, growing out of it, if you like. But
the weird thing, Riley, when she was a baby, she wasn't making reference to spirits and stuff like that, and I don't do this around her, like as in when I'm doing readings, I'm in another room completely, because I just don't feel that I should force this onto her. It is something that is by her choice. But given
because I get stick for this. I get stick for you're doing spirit boxes around her, but in the same method as saying I'm totally faking. It's just radio waves. Which one is it? Is it real? Is it not real? I don't care. But I do get sticks that your daughter's around. But I can't hide this from my daughter because we're in an open plan house. And secondly, she had it from the start. If she's not saying mummy and daddy, she's saying Harry. This blah 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 Harry. Blah blah Harry. Who the bloody hell is Harry? So you know, and like I said, the E.V.P. Maybe we added 2 and 2 together and got 22, but it certainly seems to fit, if that makes sense, and she has no memory of it now, but she ain't scared of them. She's, if I liken it to, she's got inside information. She's, you know, she's got that little bit extra information about it. Whether she chooses to use it is a different thing. She's not scared. If she was scared by it, it'd be a bit different, but carry on anyway. So you hide it away from her, you did mediums different rooms because you had that opportunity to do so.
Exactly.
I probably would have done the same if I had that opportunity.
The other night she came in and was saying that she had this spirit around her. She didn't use the word spirit. She just said, someone's around me talking and they won't be quiet. And she said, can you come and talk? Can you see what they want or what they're doing?
How old is your daughter?
Sorry?
How old is your daughter again?
9.
How old? 9, okay. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, she said, can you take in the spirit box? And I said, I don't know. She said, they want to talk. They want to talk. I went, okay. So I went in there and I asked if anyone was there, and I could feel a young person, but not, and I know it's hard to describe, but not from this era.
Yeah.
A definite different type of life was what I was sensing. Anyway, I thought, okay, well, I will try the spirit box. Even though I don't usually like to use them, I just thought I'll see. And I pointed to the back of it, which actually has like a built-in microphone. And it's on here.
The Chicago wave. Yeah.
So
that's so bad.
That there is actually a built-in mic, which means that if spirit talk into that, that will actually produce their own voice if they can. Sometimes I just find they climb into the box and begin talking.
Yeah, I saw the Connect thing a while back.
I was absolutely rapt to see them actually doing it with the Connect. I've seen them do that.
Bath almost, no, yeah. Let's get in the bath. I mean,
yeah.
Karen, anyway.
So anyway, I took it in there, sat down. I said to her, "You're not scared, are you?" She said, "No." Next minute, we've got this little girl coming through saying, "Pleased to meet you." And then talking, you know, Tammy and stuff like that. So referring to her by name, and the fact that they wanted to, you know, be around her. And I said, "Are you an angel?" And the funny part was their reply was, "Sometimes." So, I mean, whether this was just an expression.
Halo exactly. Wings, or you're talking about my behaviour. Define.
Well, that's right. I presume they meant behaviour, but it was very fascinating to actually have this communication, and you could tell the difference. That's why I actually put it up, saying, "Okay, here is where you can tell that the voice is in the room." And you can tell the difference through Spirit Box. You can actually, and I thought it was a good opportunity to see, or to show, if you want to put it that way, how the voices are different from external through the Spirit Box to those that are in that environment. Because in the environment, you'll actually hear them as more defined, more grounded, if you will. And the other ones seem more static, more like there's a transmission error, if you want to put it that way. So there is
casting themselves. I know what you mean. I do liken it to sometimes they like broadcast themselves, literally. I'm not saying they have their own studio to do this sort of thing, but it's I don't know, it's weird. You can certainly tell the difference between a radio. Well, there's like two ways I hear of it. Like there's one where they literally manipulate the word and change the word from the actual transmission of the radio. So radio says 0800 ring this number. Now change it to bring me this one. You know what I mean? That they manipulate, change a cover a word. There's that, and then there's the actual staticky like replies. It almost sounds like they broadcast themselves somehow.
Yeah.
They've actually.
Well, when you think about it, it's all voice hijacking. When spirits communicate, sometimes I've had them where I've gone to a cemetery, for example, doing a group session, and I'll have everyone who has written down who they want to hear from or what message they want to pass on. So I will read out one by one, so-and-so wants to hear from someone really special. Who is that person? And the reply will come back with the name who they want to connect with. And then I'll say, "Do you want to hear their message?" They'll say yes. Now, some of those voices would go from being male, and the end of the sentence would finish with female. But it is a consistent flow, which means the voice hijacking goes over both sexes, if you want to put it that way. So one actually said, "What's happened to my voice?" Because they were coming through sounding as a female, but they were actually male. So they were actually able.
Some people theorize that sometimes, well, this is probably true as well in cases, but other spirits help continue the sentence. So one will say, one has said, "Hello, my name is Dave." You'll get, "Hello, my name," and then continued on by another spirit. Dave is what the theory was. You know, or like you said, you know, it doesn't matter if you hear a male voice. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a male that's talking necessarily. Because of the hijack, the manipulation thing, like I said, there seems to be two types of communique via the ghost box: the covering and manipulation of words from an actual transmission from an actual radio DJ booth to themselves, literally somehow broadcasting themselves, and it's more staticky that way, it sounds like, but it's there. I think like that helped me as I had on my last video. The three that were really clear were clearly manipulated audio, but the two that were quite far back and distant, as I described. Like, I can hardly hear you. You're really far away. Are you far away? You know, those are the ones I felt they had literally put their voice on there somehow, or their, you know what I mean? Broadcasted themselves in that way, you know. Fascinating.
It is fascinating. With some of the angry spirits, so getting back to them, so I feel that it's safe to say that if we are going to ask them if they can say, help me, that we are ready to do something to help them. Whether it...
Clearly, I mean.
Perhaps you could say something like, if you need help in crossing over, then please say crossing over, and be polite. You know, the old saying, you get more bees with honey, is so true when it comes to spirit communication. But if you can't or aren't able to help them cross over because you're not sure whether you're going to be able to do that for them, then it's better not to offer it. You know,
I don't think I can. I've always asked, what do you need me to do? And give me an answer, but I feel, I mean, it's just for my own self, maybe justification, but I've given them the option to, if they know what they need, tell me. And I do suggest, what, pray? Would that help? And
prayer is really powerful.
They said pray once I've had, that's why I suggested, because once I've had, it's only once, because you're not, what do I do? Pray.
What do you think of how many don't get prayer? You know, they don't get prayed for anymore. Depending on their background, their religion, they may feel that their prayers offered up are also
like God's email system. You know, what is prayer? You pray and it sends an email to God, and hopefully he'll see that email and go, oh yeah, I see. You know, Lady Smith, who's been dead since the 15th century and he's crossing over right now, no problem. Or actually, she's been a bit of a bitch lately. I'm going to send her to fucking devil. Bye-bye. You know, what is prayer? And how many people pray a day? I like a Bruce Almighty film. Can I translate this into a format I can understand? How about yellow post-it notes? He's just swamped with yellow post-it notes all over him, you know.
Well, I believe in prayer.
I sincerely said, this, you know, I want to help you. I mean it. I mean it. Whatever prayer means, you're meant to mean it, aren't you? I meant it. I willed it. Whether it got anywhere, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I do believe in prayer. Hands down. Prayer to me is, it's like an opening to communication with God. I mean, God's everywhere. I believe in God. I have a very strong faith. I don't push it on people. Each to their own, I say.
Wifey,
you know, I may be wrong.
Wifey believes in prayer because she says each time she has prayed, and it's only for things that are like really not, can I win the lottery, but like for instance having Camaro, we were deemed infertile, okay, and we were sort of going to have IVF, but you know, I had to give up smoking and all the rest of it, and I was prepared to do that. I was going to go through that route, but she prayed and hard, and she said she even had like visions of guiding sperm. This is going to be a bit graphic now, but she's like, okay, a bit close now. I'll go to the left, go to the right. She had all these weird visions, she said. Yeah. It worked. We were going through the IVF, and they turned us down because I'm an arsehole and I smoke, but so does she. But they said come back in 6 months. That was the day she was conceived. That was the day egg met, you know, sperm, so to say. But she said it was weird. I prayed, and there's other things as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But she only prays when it's like really needed, and it's not like, oh, can I have some money, or you know, it's things that are out of your hands, like getting pregnant, we'll say. So my wife does believe in that sort of thing. Like she gets weird visions sometimes. I told you about the time we had a car crash with the latch on the seat, on the car seat. She had a weird vision of tie the latch, don't click the latch, tie it. I said, what the hell are you doing? She says, well, I've got this vision, we're gonna, you know, have a crash, and this latch is gonna break and she's gonna die. Oh, okay. I have no problem with you being overprotective. You tie that latch as well as click it, fine. Yeah, I laughed at this, and she was right. 10 minutes later, we're involved in an accident, and the latch disintegrated, literally, to better word. You know, the plastic come away, and the latch fell off. Because it was tied, she didn't come out of the seat. So she's had visions as well. You know, they're not often, but when they happen, she takes note of them. She does what she feels is required. But she was right. she technically predicted the future by 10 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
very weird. Freaks her out. It freaks her out a lot. But well, you know,
that obviously is also a sign of connecting with your higher self and angels. And I do believe in angels. And we've got more people in our chat room too. We have Springtrap. We have Fairies Do Exist. Jules.
Jules,
we've got a new
Trap. I want to give Springtrap a personal shout out because all this time I thought it was a young male for some weird reason. I don't know why. And she's like, "Hey, you've been calling me a guy all this time, and I'm actually a girl." So a tomboy apparently. So Springtrap, thank you for doing us. You know, you followed, well, not me personally, but us this far. So there you are. There's your personal shout out, Springtrap. Nice to meet you. To meet you, nice as Bruce Forsyth used to say. That was it. There you go.
We've got E.V.P Paranormal Science. Hello.
Scotty, have I got a video for you coming later? Yes, and he saw my comment as well. Like I said, I don't want to talk about too much on this because it's not our subject matter, but he's just done a video and it's a very good session. Forget the subject matter. The session is. The point is very good. Yeah, interesting.
And we've got Fairies Do Exist. I think I said that. Jules 80s. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you before.
Who?
Jules 80.
I know Jules. Who she is. Yeah, she's cool. I know who that is. She's all right.
Who else have we got in here?
Oh no,
Zara.
Are people watching?
There is
people in the chat room. We got any thumbs down yet? Any sock puppets?
One stone. Sorry, keep going.
I said, have we got any thumbs down yet?
No, not yet. Johnny Klebitz. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Johnny.
I wanna get
Johnny Klebitz.
I don't know.
We have Albert and Zara, of course.
Of course, Albert. And Zara, of course, yeah. Cool. Where would we be without Zara?
Trying to see. Fallen Angel.
Yep, one angel.
Liz Hoare, Mary Lou, Kinvig.
Mary Lou, yeah. The skeptic Mary Lou, who now has Xbox.
Brenda Mullins.
That's a new one to me, I think. Sorry if you commented on me. Hey, I've commented before. What do you mean I'm new? Sorry.
So, yes, and if I've missed you, LT like Ghost Paranormal, if I've missed you, my apologies. I'm trying to sort of scroll through them. And, of course, we have Ray Clark. Who sounds like Raymond. Everyone loves Raymond.
I know.
All right, so in relation to the angry spirits, I feel like we have established perhaps why they're angry, but just to sort of rephrase that, we will attract what we put out. So if you're looking for a spirit that's going to be abusive or vulgar, as a way of proving to yourself or in your communication that you are communicating, then you're inviting that. That's what you'll get. If you are wanting to connect with a spirit that is going to confirm where things are missing, then you'll be connecting with either your spirit guide or your higher self. And you can connect with your higher self through these devices. I've done it, and it's not like a second personality.
Could you elaborate on this? Could you elaborate on your higher self? Because just very briefly, the purpose of, I'm not trying to plug my own channel here, but the purpose of my channel was, imagine if you are everyday Joe, like, all right, forget what I've had in this house for 10 years because it hasn't been for a few years now. So this house is like a normal house. Odd bits and bobs maybe. Okay, so the idea was I'd do a spirit box session pretty much daily or you know, at least a couple of times a week, as if you bought the spirit box and what you might get, you know. So you're saying spirit box actually connects to yourself. Now I have no medium skills. I don't have any senses. I might get goosebumps maybe and a weird sense of dread or something. My wife has it more than me.
Well,
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
Connecting to your higher self, and how would one go about doing that maybe?
Yeah. Okay, well, it's really easy. Basically, sometimes we separate ourselves from our conscience. We go about things. Have you ever stepped out of a room or gone into a room and forgot why you're there? So by disconnecting from that, yeah, like have you ever gone to the fridge and you don't know why you're at the fridge because you're not really hungry?
Okay, yeah. All right.
So I'm just trying to sort of like give you an example of how our higher self is separate from our conscience. So we might do things on a unconscious level. Like you think about the way we drive, it's on autopilot. In the beginning when we're learning to drive. Sorry?
It's not good.
Yeah, in the beginning, it is unfortunately true. In the beginning when we learn to drive, we are very aware of every single thing we're doing because we are training ourselves.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but the remedy, sorry, this is completely off subject. Of course, you mentioned cars, it's your fault. If you want to remedy the fact that you're one of these people that ends up doing autopilot all the time on the car and that worries you, get yourself a very powerful car, a really powerful car that's very touchy and, you know, one of those cars that will kill you if you mess about with it. If you mess about, it'll kill you. Get one of them because you'll be autopilot, you'll be well aware of what's going on. That will remedy your autopilot problem, and you won't be, you know, so scared of going, oh my god, did I just drive like 100 miles and not even realise, you know, while, you know, changing a CD or whatever. Get rid of your eco box, buy a really powerful twitchy car with no traction control that will kill you if you mess about with it. No autopilot ever again, you'll be sorted. Anyway, carry on. You did mention cars, it's your fault.
Yes, so basically, I'm just trying to sort of give an example firstly before I go into it, because it's just the awareness of that we have a higher conscience. We are almost like a puppet for our higher self, if you want to put it that way. A lot of times when we dream, our dreams can be prophetic. They can actually be talking to us or communicating to us with symbols, with things that are representing our circumstances. Like, for example, if you dream of being naked, it may be a symbol of being insecure. It may be feeling exposed or vulnerable.
I've had plenty of dreams where you lose your teeth. I've had lots of times in my lifetime. Like, just for everyone's reference, I haven't actually lost a single tooth yet, touch tooth. But they do say when you lose teeth, that's a sign you're worried or whatever they say.
It is actually what I have found from, because I've actually written down a few things. Over time, I've found that basically when you're dreaming of losing teeth, it's fear of forgetting. Fear of forgetting someone close, or fear of losing something. I mean, it is symbolic, and a lot of times it can relate to probably not being in control of things.
But it's not literal. It's not literal. You're not literally going to lose your teeth tomorrow. It's something else.
No, it's symbolic.
Carry on. I'm just trying to make it clear because I'm going to need
back to the higher self. So going back to the higher self, if you think of it like, you know, you being like a puppet to your higher self, you are a being, of course, but your higher conscience is your the guide, if you want to put it that way. It works through you in a way of giving you gut instincts about things. You might have this feeling all of a sudden, I don't want to go there. I don't know why, but I just don't want to go there. That is your higher self speaking to you, to your conscience, telling you.
I mean, like, I've been told to leave that cemetery several times, but at one time, like I said, this is before my hack shack got busted by spirit or whatever. But I didn't. I had this feeling of don't go in there, don't go in there. You know, really, it's not safe to go in there. Not because of something dead, but you're gonna I thought lead thieves is what I come out with. Turned out it was a guy running around naked that night. But it was weird how I sensed it before. You know, I thought I'd run into some lead thieves or something. I might get stabbed, so I didn't actually go in. I went to the gate and I said, "This doesn't feel right. I'm not medium. I got nothing on this, but." You know, I actually listened to my gut for once in my life. And yeah, there's a guy running around naked that night for whatever reason.
Well, that's it. I mean, you don't know. He might have had a knife. I mean, if he's crazy enough to run around butt naked, then you don't know.
This knife? Where did he keep it?
In his hand? Hopefully.
It might have been in his pants, but people exaggerate, don't you? It might be just had his top off or something, but you know, I was told there was a guy, I know who it was as well, but never mind. Carry on.
So that gives you an example of connecting with your higher self. Now, sometimes if you are thinking about wanting to use an I.T.C device to connect with your higher self, you could ask it, what do I need to be like, can I trust so-and-so? So that's another way like of using it to your advantage. If you think about a person, yeah, say for example, you've got a bit of a fight or a battle going on within yourself of who do you trust, and you know, are you giving the right person the benefit of the doubt, or are you that type of thing. If your intuition or your gut feeling, which is your higher self, not saying it lives in your gut, but that gut feeling.
Your gut feeling is what you're saying. Listen to that and actually act on it, as opposed to go, nah,
Exactly.
stupid.
It's there for a reason. I mean, there have been times like that time when I had that incident when I was about in my 20s, and I was going on a date. And I had this vision, as I was getting ready, I had this vision of this white fluffy cat running out underneath, like we were up high for some reason in this vehicle that was up high. And this white cat ran across on the driver's side underneath the car and we hit it. And I was really taken back by this. I'm thinking, what the hell am I thinking this for? And I tried to suppress it. When he turned up, the feeling got increasingly strong. And I said to him, you've got to be careful when we're driving. But I'm thinking, no, that can't be us, because he's got like a little Mazda RX-3. And this vehicle that I was seeing the vision from was up high. As it turned out, he said to me then, oh, I've got the work van that I'm taking out. So the work van was up high. And I then, it just got to me, and I didn't even want to get in the vehicle because I thought something's going to happen. Something's going to happen with this cat, and I couldn't bear to think this cat was running out. And he said, don't be so silly. Get in the car. You know, I'll be fine. I'll drive safe. You know, nothing will happen. So we get around the corner, nothing. We get a few blocks down, nothing. I start to relax. And then we're going along this railway track, like alongside this railway track. All of a sudden, out darts this white fluffy cat right under the wheels, the front wheel, the back wheel. And I was screaming because all I could say was, I told you not to hit the white cat. I told you the cat was going to run out. And he was stunned. He's just like hands on the steering wheel. Oh my God, what's just happened? So he got out and
wifey says it all the time with things, and I don't listen because I'm like, oh, how would you know? No, that's just you being paranoid or something, you know. And not all the time.
That way.
She's right. She's right. 8 times out of 10. She's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all the time. Or she's slightly off, you know. But
well, you know, the old saying, women's intuition, you know, is so true. Yeah. Women have a really don't ever try to hide anything from a woman. Just number one, guys out there. Don't even try. Because when our gut instincts kick in, that is like an invitation to hell. My goodness, amount of times that I have called out people, and especially when you're involved with somebody and you know they're doing something.
I'm clear with my affairs and things like that, but she's busted me on so many things.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you'll get called out good and proper. So and don't try to arm yourself with excuses either, because they'll get caught out. But this is the thing with women, you'll find that there is a lot more sensitivity, and it's not just on a scale of emotion. It is
spring. If you're listening to this, I'm not going to be. She's a young, impressionable girl, and I'm not. No, carry on.
Oh, bye, Brenda.
Go.
Brendan Mullins is to go. Have a good day at work.
Adios.
Yes, so with intuition, this is our higher self, and it is a fact that women are more connected to the higher self.
That doesn't mean I'm a feminist. Okay? Egalitarianism. Okay? I'm not a feminist. Egalitarianism. But I do believe your statement you just said there. Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that men can't, but you'll find that a lot of times men, because it's a natural machoism to ignore things, like, oh, don't be silly, brush it off, it's, nothing. They too tend to make women feel that they're either paranoid or they are just overreacting. And it's not the way that we're raised either. It is just naturally how we can guard things. This is why instinctively women are very defensive when it comes to family. It is, I mean, men do too, but a lot of times women will go in for the pounce. It's like, don't you dare try to take my children from me, or don't you dare try to do, whereas a man, his protection of the family is every individual, not just mainly the young ones. But the females, they are everyone, but more the young ones, if that makes sense. So instinctively, women will be more like the lioness. They will go out, they will hunt you down. They will find out all your secrets. Nothing is,
Skeletons.
Don't waste your time trying to covet. So again, with the higher self, talking about how to use that as a way of connecting through the spirit box, got off a subject a little. You can actually ask the spirit box, and guys can do this too. Just say, I would like to communicate with my higher self. If my higher self can come through, please say hello very clearly, or say anything, or it could be a word like car for a guy. Whatever is going to connect you, and know clearly that when you hear that word, that is your higher self connecting with you. Then you can say, I have misplaced XYZ. Can you help me remember where that is? Can you tell me where to look? This is where you and your higher self can become more friendly with one another. And it's not saying you've got split personality at all. If you think about, like, one part of the brain is turned off, the other part of the brain is turned on. You can't have the brain all on at the same time. So consciously, your higher self is going to work through this and help you to remember or recollect things. So that's a way that you can use that as a form of connecting with your higher self through the spirit box. then you can actually ask to have connection with your guides through the spirit box. And then understand that if you give them a word to say that is identifying their presence when they come around you, then they will say that as a form of marking their entrance to communication. So it can be used as a wonderful tool if it's used properly. If you exploit the spirit box or abuse it, it will abuse you. But it really can help you. I know it sounds crazy, but it can. It can help you with a lot of problem solving. I'm going to do myself out of business now. but it can help you resolve problems. It can give you clarity on certain things that you are confused about. And a lot of times you'll find that that is your higher self you're connecting with. If you think about sometimes how you can say one thing to a spirit box and it mimics you straight away, there's your higher self mimicking back. Well, it's not just spirit.
I mean, no, but usually it's not, because like in the cemetery. I was there's a little black cat that went past me, and I went, as you do cats or whatever, and it got meow, and it mimicked me back, but it wasn't in a nice way. It was a,
well,
good thing.
It's not saying that you won't get spirits doing that, but it may be that what was captured on that spirit box was a spirit around you also saying that to the cat.
Yeah, maybe. But this is a different situation. Obviously, this isn't. They're making it quite clear. I mean, like I said, I've been asked to leave 3 times, 3 separate occasions, and on the 3rd time, they bust my spirit box in the process as well. So they made it quite clear that they don't want me here, and I think it's all because I tampered with Mary's gravestone, because it was like an angle looked like it was going to fall, and I tried to correct it, and that's when it got sour. So lesson here, kids: don't touch somebody else's gravestone, even if you're trying to repair it. Just don't touch it. Yeah.
It's from best not to touch anything in the grave in the cemetery anyway, because a lot of times there are spirits that actually do knock things over, like pot plants or flowers and stuff like that, because they want you to pick it up so they can attach themselves to you. And then people wonder why they're not. I mean, like after a time to as oh God, I'm losing my words now. If you go to a cemetery and then you go home and you begin to feel like in the coming days very depressed or very moody, it's very possible that if you had touched something at that cemetery, you've attached something to you. You've allowed that.
Because my 587 was buggered. Lou to the rescue again sends me another one, bless him, and I now have 2 hack shacks. One, as I call the attack hack, because that's where they attacked it, and the volume's broken. There's no volume on it, it's full blast, and that's the one I've decorated and stuff. But the day after when I fixed it, or bodged fix it, my temper was quite not nice. I mean, I even said, wouldn't this fucking shitty camera not zoom in? And the guy who donated me a camera was like, oh, hang on a minute, you call this camera shitty. It's an entry-level camera, but it still costs money. I was like, dude, I was just pissed off at my hack shack operator. I didn't mean it like that. But my mood was I was
so
very,
very likely may have had an attachment. I mean, we still have to be accountable for our moods and our actions, and we can't blame spirit. Yeah.
It wasn't to get him for sending me a cheap camera or anything of the sort. But I was just pissed that my star ghost box, which I've been after for such a long time, and someone was so kind enough to spend that sort of money to give it to me, is now buggered up because of what looked like a spirit, because it wasn't dropped or banged or anything like that. It just, it was really, we watched the video. If anyone wants a link to the video, I can give you it. It was on Halloween if you want to watch it. It was very strange.
Just out of interest, Riley, can you see the comments?
No.
Okay, no, he can't.
I can come out, but you'll see me in an avatar. I'll have an avatar, not me on film. So let me have a look. 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm still here. I take it. Am I an avatar at the moment? Am I an avatar?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold the phones, John. Hold the phones. Just got to type in.
Yes,
Hi. There we go. Live. Clickety click. Ah, there's my ugly mug right at the front, looking rather demonic, if anything. There I am. It'll start playing. Oh, hold.
So we just wait and see. I don't know where he's gone. I don't know. Why are you holding your breath? I'm good, thank you. One stoner, two cats.
Hello, you still there? Can you hear me now? Can you see me?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It said Hangouts has stopped, unfortunately. So let me go back to the comments. Now, springtrap-trap.
You might have to refresh.
Maybe. I'm just uploading it now. So, where we get to? Live chat. Blah, 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 blah. No, we can't. You can see what you want. Whoa, why am I holding my breath, lol? How are you, Karen? I've lived him. This is my #1 YouTuber. I have many. I love his free will. Don't give a shit attitude. The real deal. What is it you wanted to say to me? Trap. What's that mean? Springtrap.
Oh, yes.
I'm lost what the discussion's about. You're talking about me?
Obviously, they're talking about you.
Oh, I mean, obviously. Okay, I'm with you now. All right. Oh, I'm with you now. What the hell's going on? So, if you enjoy speaking like
I'm not a male, Riley.
No, but my #1 YouTube. Oh, give over. Yeah, thank you, Jules. You numpty. Brilliant. Numpty. Yeah, that. Hello, Riley. Hope I spelled your name right. You did. One stoner, two cats. You're new to. Well, I've not seen your profile before, but hello. You did not spell my name right. I'll tell you how to spell my name. R-I-L-E-Y. Johnny Klebitz from Grand Theft Auto Lost and the Damned, whatever it's called. Yes, Mark is okay. He gave me a phone call yesterday. Apparently, he said that I counselled him quite well and feels a lot better. Everyone loves Riley. Oh, bathroom! Everybody loves Raymond.
Hey, don't forget whose channel you're on too.
Yeah. Well, give the host some love. Give the host some love.
Yeah.
I'm your sub, right?
Yeah.
I hope you sub to my Priestess as well. God. Sorry, it's okay. I apologize if you can't spell my name right. Gee, it's so good. It's all good. One stoner, two cats. Are you new to this area of YouTube? This very strange area where passion sometimes beats over logic, I suppose, in some cases, and craziness that goes on.
Sometimes.
There you go.
Zara.
Rosa. Much appreciated. There we go.
Okay, so all right, now with Spirit Box replies.
She's not new. Okay, thank you.
No, she's been on quite a few times actually. Yeah. So with Spirit Box.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll let Karen carry on in a sec. Sorry, one stoner, two cats. It's only because I haven't seen your profile before, or at least not commented on my channel. That wasn't like a derogatory. Oh, you then are you, or anything like that. It's just well, you try and like remember as many people as possible. But if so, say the thing I have 1,000 subs. That's a kind of a lot of people to try and remember, you know. Jackie Morrison will tell you the day when I had like 70 subs. And I said, I wish I knew you all individually and I could shake your hand, knew your first name, your last name, what your hopes are, what your fears are, and things like that. But obviously, that's pretty much impossible to do when you've got 1,000 people. Assuming it's 1,000 people, and you know, 300 probably don't watch no more, give a damn. Anyway, yeah, I need to work on my.
Fine, Jules.
Yeah. Maybe not so. Oh, Charmy Vapes and Shits. That's a new change to your title there. Charmy Vapes and Shits.
one.
I wonder if that's a partnership.
Jackie Morris. All right. Jackie Morris, not Morrison. You are right. Yes, I'm sorry. Look, you're embarrassing me now. Stop it. Karen, carry on, please. They're just mulling me.
Okay.
Me now.
Now, I guess we can probably talk about spirit boxes and apps.
We can. I have got 25 minutes, so go.
All right. So in relation to spirit boxes, yes, we can communicate with our higher self. We can communicate with any type of being out there. Also those external to the environment in which you're trying to do this communication. So have any of you, just out of interest, asked for any extraterrestrial beings to come through and communicate?
Where is Time Lord? This is Time Lord stuff. Really, Time Lord is the ultimate kingpin, because what people need to know as well, this is interesting, the history of the ghost box was pioneered by Frank Sumption, as we know, and his was a bit of it wasn't a linear sweep at first, it was like a random sweep. It just go to random stations, and he used it not for ghosts and spirits, but he used it for aliens and extraterrestrial, is what he thought he was communicating with originally. He may well have done.
Put your face back on, Riley. All I can see is a talking avatar.
I'll put this up back on. I can't see the comments no more. Ta-ta, guys, but I'll leave it open in the app. So if you want to, if someone says look in the comments now, then I can go straight back. Okay. Better? You see me now?
Yes.
I don't see us talking Charlie. Carry on. So yeah, like I said, okay, I'll carry on. Aliens was originally what the ghost box, well, it wasn't called a ghost box, obviously, back then. I suppose it was an alien box, I don't know. But that's what Frank Sumption, the guy who found this thing, or discovered, if you like, whether you suppose you call him an inventor. It was for aliens. It was not for spirits. I don't know who worked out. Actually, it could be for spirits. To me, spirits seem more plausible, but anything's game, right? Who knows? And you were just about to talk about aliens. I bet Time Lord his ears will be burning now because he loves this sort of thing about aliens. Carry on.
I'm going to give you a very common scenario that I guess nearly every person has encountered. And it is still communication, believe it or not. Have you ever picked up a phone and heard a conversation going where there is actually like a cross line, but you've actually got a lot of interference during that conversation? Okay.
No, I've actually put this up in Truth Seekers. If you type on YouTube weird phone calls and stuff, I've had it 3 times, and it sounds Russian to me, and it's gobbledygook, and there's heavy breathing and stuff. And I've had it about 3 times so far within the space of 2 weeks, and not had it since ever again. About 4 weeks before doing YouTube, in fact, or starting YouTube. And many other people have experienced it too. If you go onto YouTube and type like freaky phone call or whatever, their audio all sounds very similar. Mine had more talking, which sounds like Russian almost. I can't really describe, not that I know any Russian. But the heavy breathing, that sounds a bit like from Predator, the movie. So yeah, carry on. That's what I've had.
Okay. Well, there was one day there I actually asked for a deceased relative to do something unique as a way of communicating with. Something told me, pick up the phone and just press the on button, for the dial tone. And I sat, I don't know why, I was like in a, I don't know whether you call it a trance or what, but I sat there with that dial tone and I could actually hear them talking.
Through the tone?
They were talking through.
What's your dial tone?
The device.
What does your dial tone go like in Australia? I mean, obviously you can't do the noises like. Can you?
It's like
just continuous, okay? Because obviously certain tones.
It's a continual, yeah. After a certain amount of time. After a certain amount of time, it then goes to a beep. It makes like a beep, beep, engage or busy tone, and then the line drops out. Now, that point where the line drops out and it's dead silent, you can communicate. Now, I don't know how many.
See, we don't get that here. we can't have the desert after the dial tone period. It goes beep beep beep, and then it will say this woman annoyingly will come and go, please replace the handset and try again. Please replace the handset and try
We
again.
don't have that.
But after we can't that sign what you're on about, that silence with this slight bit of like pulsing going on every so often. I don't doubt you could probably use that, but in England it's not so easy to do. And here's an interesting fact. It's not really that interesting, but in America and probably Australia and any other place, you get ring, ring, ring when you dial someone, call someone. In Britain, we get ring, 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 ring. Why do we get ring, ring instead of just a normal ring? Oh, wow, it's considered to be polite and etiquette. Oh, hoi, hoi there. You know what I'm saying? So it's polite apparently to have two rings. I don't know why, but that's just British aristocracy. It's the stupidest, wouldn't you agree? But carry on. Yes, once the dial tone goes dead,
so
you have that.
I actually asked them if they could communicate in a different way with me. Just to see how creative they could be, because like when they were here, they didn't want to do anything. They were like, you know, I don't want to draw, I don't want to paint, I don't, you know. And I said, it's about time you got creative, and asking them to do something creative, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm thinking, I need to pick up the phone. I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's something to do with this. So I sit there and I hear them. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And I said, yeah, I can hear you. And they said, it's me. You asked me to make an effort this time. So here's my effort.
Okay.
The thing is, at that particular time, when I was doing that, I didn't realize the actual recorder clicked on their phone, recorded the actual conversation of my deceased relative, which in turn I played to my existing relatives, who said, oh my God, when was that recorded? And I said, that was just recorded. And the timestamp came on. So the timestamp every few seconds would say the date and the time. And amazing. So
definitely. If you got that to upload on YouTube, obviously if it's on analog tape, it's obviously quite hard to do. But have you got that on?
Well, it's on one of those micro cassettes.
Yeah,
so
it's hard.
You know,
yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's gonna be hard to.
It is, and I don't have the micro cassette playback thing anymore because it's
technology. Yeah.
Now it's all digital. But I was. This was an incredible moment for us, you know, to actually hear their voice, to have their voice come through this device, and I was so relieved that that thing actually turned on. So after a few seconds, for some reason, the answering machine switched over and went into the actual recording of that call, even though I was speaking with them, if that makes sense. And it never does that.
Yeah, no.
Well, it never did that, I should say. It was only if you had the not answered the phone and it rang and it went to the answering machine. But in this case, it was so bizarre. I pick up the phone, I press the dial tone, then all of a sudden I'm hearing, can you hear me? Is this original enough for you? Is this creative enough? No, that's right. Is this creative enough for you?
Well, there's all been stories of exploiting the telephone network, especially in its day. I mean, not so much now because it's digital now, but in the days of analog. Because I'm quite fascinated with the telephone network, believe it or not. Another thing people don't know about order of magnitude. I listen to the Phone Losers of America, recommended to listen to at night. He prank calls people, but his roots are being a freak. When I say a freak, I don't mean a freak as in an F-R-E-A-K, but a P-H, phone freak. Before the days of the internet and the computer, people used to play with phones at the telephone. They'd find an abandoned factory with a phone line, bring their own phone along, and they'd exploit the telephone network to get to do all sorts of crazy things.
I have to confess something. Whilst we're talking about that, I've got a confession to make. When I was a kid, we actually had in our home a red phone, a pay phone. And I figured out how to make calls on this phone and they were always baffled at how it was possible. I actually turned the phone upside down, and all the money fell out into the coin return.
Well, why not? Similar sort of thing. So you got phone phreaking. There's a blind guy called Joy Bubbles. He actually called his name Joy Bubbles because he was abused as a child. So he always wanted to live in La La Land as a 5-year-old, and he died not so long ago. But Joy Bubbles, in the 60s, there was this in America. There was this cereal called Captain Crunch, and in Captain Crunch you got a free whistle. Now, this whistle, if you used it on the receiver of the telephone, it'd be 26,000 hertz. That's how high the whistle would scream.
Ooh.
And that would be enough to give you access to the whole telephone network. Now, Joy Bubbles, the blind man who had nothing better to do with his time, so obviously spent a lot of time fucking about with phones, used to exploit the telephone network something rotten. He would pick up one phone, he's got 2 phones in his home, and he'd whistle all the correct tones, and he'd make the phone go all the way around the world, and then back to his other phone next to him. So instead of it connecting next door, it would go all the way around the world first, things like that. This was called phone phreaking. And in this time with I.T.C and people and ghosts and stuff, there's always this sort of idea, especially as the phone service was analog back then, with relays and switches, and like I said, the network could be exploited very easily to do all sorts of things. In fact, Bill Gates, we know who Bill Gates is, and the other dude, Steve Jobs, they made the red box, we called a red box. And it's just a cube with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buttons, put the tones into the receiver, and you could exploit the telephone network. But people always used to think, well, can you communicate with the dead via the phone? There's this weird notion that, is that possible, you know, or can they use it in some way or form, along with this other ways of it, you know, it's an exciting thing. It's obviously before computers, before the internet. So like I said, people go to abandoned factories with their own phone, plug it in the phone line, and then press all sorts of numbers, you know, the hash key and the star key, and do all sorts of crazy things. But it's called phone phreaking. Look it up. Like I said before, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs did Apple and Microsoft. That's what they're into. They were exploiting telephone networks, and I've always been interested in a telephone network because of this notion that, well, can a dead use it or not, or say dead spirits or things, or you know, you hear things that shouldn't be there, cross wires, and like I said, just not so long ago, bearing in mind we're on a digital age now. 4 weeks before doing YouTube, I had 3 consecutive phone calls with weird breathing and Russian sounding. Exactly the same as everyone else on YouTube, though. If you type in weird phone calls on YouTube, lots of people have experienced it too. And the rational explanation is it's 2 lines crossed together, so it sounds funny. But it sounds more than that. I don't know. If you listen to it, it's very, I hate using this word, but it's very demonic sounding, you know? Typing on YouTube, search weird, you know, freaky phone call and listen to it. It's the same
So
what I've had.
Freak as in P-H-R-E-A-K.
Yeah, phone phreaking is P-H-R-E-A-K for phone phreak. If you want to learn the history of Captain Crunch whistle. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I would say. You know, it sounds a bit more, and like I said, I've experienced it as well. The weird phone calls not so long ago. Oh yeah, 7, 8 months ago it was now. And what's interesting as well is the person on the other end, you can't hear them, they can't hear you. This sort of goes over the top of both of you, but you can hear that. You both hear it at the same time,
Wow.
but you can't hear each other. So when it happens, but lots of people experience it. It's on YouTube, and everyone's like, well, what is this? You know, what is this? Loads of people have experienced it. So, and as I keep saying, so have I. 3 times I've had it now, and I haven't had it since, you know, but was it ghosty, was it paranormal? I don't know, but it certainly sounded it's very freaky sounding. It does sound like demonic and evil. Whether it is or not is a different story, but
So
yeah,
what is it exactly? Is it like a tone or is it a voice?
No, it goes like this. What?
Now, if anyone's just come in,
yeah, it's not a tone. It's very.
no, he's not beatboxing.
Do you want me to play one for you for YouTube? Because I've got YouTube loaded up. You're going to get my avatar. Let's find one for you very quickly. We've only got like 8 minutes left. Let me find one for you. If it says hangouts are stopped, I'll come back to you. But hang on. Talking to Sonia there. Okay, so let's search for freaky phone. Not freaky Philip. Phone. That's not me. Freaky phone call. Is that a weird phone call? Is it weird? No, weird. Weird phone call. I got weird. Oh, I did have it. Because I watched it not so long ago. Oh, I've had that, you know, and you've had something someone else has had. Weird phone call. I think it's called demon phone call, actually, because even though it's not demon, it sounds like it. Demon.
Yeah, that might have been Oom's native tongue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Unexplainable phone call. This is it.
I can't hear anything. Hello. What's happened? He's gone.
Aaron?
Yes.
It's obviously gonna make my thing crash if I play a video. Type
okay.
in.
All right. So
The unexplained. The unexplained
right,
phone call. It's 3 minutes long. The unexplained phone call. The unexplained phone call. Or something. Yeah, it's about 3 minutes 49 seconds long. The unexplained phone call.
Okay.
I think that's it. And it starts off with a stupid, you know, the fucking Twilight.
Is it 5 or 6 scary and unexplained calls?
Let me have a look on my screen. Hang on a minute. 2 secs.
Has it got?
Nearly got darling in. Hang on a minute, darling. When you said the Come on. You still there? Was
Yeah.
it crashed?
Oh no, you're
Still
here.
good. The unexplainable phone call.
Okay, here it is. All right. Well, what I'll do, I'll see if I can
play that. So lots of people have experienced it. If it's the wrong one, I apologise, but I think that's the one.
Let me see.
Start with the stupid Twilight Zone music. The unexplainable phone call. 3 minutes 49 seconds, something like that.
All right, give me a second.
But yeah, you'll see. I mean, yeah, it ain't no tone. It's something.
Okay, can you see it?
Yep, that looks good. That looks good. Oh, I see myself 3 times in a row. Lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's the only way I can do this screen.
That's fine.
Right.
You do just fine. It's not. We're not concentrating on video. We're concentrating on audio anyway, so it's not too bad. Go for it.
All right.
Press that play button. Play the tapes as Leafy, the freaking idiot.
There it is.
Oh, are you over 30? What you're about to hear is a recent phone call my friend and I recorded. He was attempting to call his mother, and this is what happened. Leafy showed up. Hello? Yeah, this is it. This is what I've had. It's that breathing, you know, but mine had more talking, more Russian. It sounded like Russian. But it blocks out the other person, so you can't talk to the other person, but the other person can hear the same thing as you.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I had it three, not in a row, but I had it 3 times over a couple of days. And I was ordering shopping from Iceland, and it cut in. And I listened. Eventually, it hung up on me. And I rang back the woman and said, "Did you hear what I just heard?" Like, she said, "Yes, I heard it too." She thought it was me playing a prank. I was like, no, I wasn't playing a prank. I was just curious if you heard it too. That's how I know that the other person can hear it too. But I mean, that one's quite tame. But they are quite loud and get awkward after a while. It's like a different language. Russian is really. I can't do the noises. I don't speak even Russian. Like, you know, it's really weird. But you get the rough idea.
That what is interesting is that is clearly telecommunication sounds. Now, whether it's like going through a switchboard, you know how you've got signals that go through switchboards and so on?
Oh, you mean like internet dial-up?
Like
you talk about internet dial-up, the noise it makes. Is that what you mean?
Like a facsimile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, sometimes with a facsimile, it sends off signals.
Tones. That's, you know, like an old Spectrum loading up from the cassette tape. You know, you load up your Commodore 64. We're talking to like some young viewers here, but when you were in my day, you used to put a tape in a bloody games computer, not games, but called a Commodore 64 of a Spectrum, and it'll play these all sorts of weird noises, and it'll take half hour for the game to load up. If you're lucky, it'll probably crash half the time. I used to put the game in before school, come back after school, and if I'm lucky, I've got a game to play when I get back. Otherwise, not. And it'll make all these weird noises, but those noises are how the computer interprets what the program is. And same thing with faxes, and in the old days of dial-up before broadband, the same thing. You'd hear it dial, and then you'd hear, and that would be like, you know, how to get to the website, you know.
Sorry for laughing. It's just the way the sound effect. So basically, when my relative was talking through, there was that kind of sound behind them, but there was more audibility in their voice. You could tell it was their voice because it had that level, that depth to it. Whereas this is very technical type of stuff. This is like the actual signal. But it is very interesting regardless. I mean, this is a incredible...
Like I said, I'm not the only person to experience this. Many people have. There's other uploads on YouTube. So yeah, but I've experienced it 3 times in total, not since. And if I get it again, I'll try and record it by all accounts. But I don't know if it's paranormal as such, but it's fucking freaky sounding. You know, it's very weird sounding.
A lot of people would probably just hang up, you know, and dial again, whatever. But
yeah, no. I stay on the line, see what the hell it is. Because I'm curious like that.
Yeah. So we'll listen to the rest of this bit.
Yeah, go for it. I've got to go in a minute, though, sadly.
Somehow we're listening to some conversation they're having to each other. Yeah. What it sounds like.
So, cool, I guess.
Wow.
3 times. That chirping as well, the chirping. Weird chirping going on.
Yeah.
I think, you know, that's probably computer.
Have you noticed something that you've just said there too? You think about what Spirit was doing with my microphone that day when we were doing live streams.
Yeah.
The interference. There was like that chirpy kind of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very interesting. I mean, they can manipulate anything, really. So I'll just go back to our screen anyway.
Yeah, there's not much on there, but you get the gist. You know.
Yeah.
Like mine have more talking, you know. I didn't record it at the time because I didn't have a camera. Before I was on YouTube by, I don't know, month, 3 weeks, something like that, you know. I didn't really see it relevant. I just thought it was very, okay. And when I say I had it 3 times, it wasn't in a row either. It was like, you know, a couple of days apart or whatever. You know, I didn't note the time and date on it. But the last one, ringing up Iceland to order my shopping, I stayed on the line as long as it would allow. It was about 10 minutes it let me stay on the line for. Like, me and my wife looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, very strange.
Well, it is very interesting. It'd be interesting to see whether anyone else has had this in our chat room as well.
Like lots of people have had it. Lots, but I'd probably say 1 out of every 750,000 people probably have it, I expect, unless they hang up on it. Just curious to know.
Amazing.
Anyway, I am going to have to wrap it up because I need to finish my part 2 video for
because someone called me. I was doing a video just before getting to you, and then I got a phone call and it fucked up the video. I hate when that happens. I must put it on airplane mode every time I record to stop it until I get my SD card sorted out and use my full spectrum camera again. That'll be sorted in about a week or two. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, that's what I'm doing in black and white recently, just to give some added effects. But I've got camera SD card problems. That's why I'm not using the full spectrum camera. And so it'll be sorted soon, hopefully. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually been a good show tonight, I think, bringing up some of these topics, and, it will probably stir a discussion with others. So,
yeah, that's good.
Maybe,
debate,
yeah.
not hate.
Yeah. Healthy discussion is always good, especially when it comes to things that have been brought up in other conversations and so on. So I look forward to seeing other people's videos and seeing them trying to connect with their higher self on things. And of course,
try that.
Yeah, give it a go. And also do an experiment if you can. If you are mainly focused on having spirits swear at you, do a session where you're asking them only to swear at you. Just explain to the spirits when you're communicating, I mean no offense, but this is an experimental session. If you can, swear at me through this session so that we can prove without a shadow of a doubt to others out there that this is spirit communication and it really does work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me whatever.
I guess a lot of penis lately. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad I haven't been called that. I would be very upset if I was called that.
Oh, sure.
But anyway, I guess you're going to be doing your house cleaning now. Your men.
Actually, wifey's done a good job for me, pretty much. I haven't got a lot to do, hence why I can get my parts out of the way today. It's not too bad. Well done, wifey. She's brilliant. Covers all areas for me. Yeah, getting on very well recently. We had a bit of not a fight as such, but just spending too much time on YouTube to forget that we exist.
Yeah.
So.
Healthy debate.
Right, I have to go, but I'll be uploading soon, so no doubt you can catch an upload of mine of me rambling, whatever it is I do.
All right, well, I'll let you go then, Riley. Have a great weekend, and to everyone who has joined our chat room, thank you so much for being a part of it again tonight. I really appreciate you dropping by. Don't forget, share the video. Let's get some conversation happening where other people can put their interaction in and do some experimental sessions instead of, just the standard, is anyone there type of thing. Put it to use.
I understand. Imagination is difficult. I understand. I just want to say as well, Truth Seekers Live tomorrow as well, where we just hang out and talk rubbish, not of anything. Sometimes at least paranormal. We had a really good talk about paranormal, I think, last week. Paranormal porn or something. It started out with ridiculous. It ended up being a really interesting subject after, if that made sense, for 3.5 hours, which is like overstating the time I should have been on. But yeah, so Truth Seekers Live on tomorrow if you want to just hang out and just sit in a place with the chat room and it's not necessarily paranormal, it's just anything really, but yeah, most of the time it leads on to it. So
good. Well, I'll try and drop in and have a look. Tomorrow my daughter comes back from Korea, so excited about seeing her.
Yeah, no worries. Yep.
All right then, have a great weekend and I'll see you next Friday, and I look forward to your videos as well.
Oh, thank you. Too kind. Get out of here.
Alan, congratulations on passing your 1,000 subscribers. Well done.
Yeah, I never thought that would happen. Not honest. I promise you, I'm not trying to do that. I don't even ask for a like or a sub ever in a million years, let alone donations and stuff. But yeah, I was surprised that's happened. people are like, oh, you're losing them, but they come back, you're losing them. Just for your reference, if you really are, because someone said to me, we're more interested in what subs you get rather than you are, but we are. Okay, that's fine. But YouTube is a bugger. Once you get near 1,000 or over 1,000, it's very inaccurate. So you'll find it'll go down, it'll go up. You know, I was on 4 a minute ago, and I'm on 2. It's all over. Don't take it as gospel, but it doesn't matter to me. And you know, it really that sounds really, really. Not saying you don't matter. Of course, you matter to me. It gives me purpose. And I'm glad you enjoy what I do. Makes me carry on. Like I said, I was never going to be a YouTuber. I was just going to do one video about a certain person, and that really, because I was so mad about something. And then someone said, I think it was Scott E.V.P. I was like, why don't you carry on? You're kind of interesting. I am. So then I said about my magnitude mode that I found on the SB7, and then someone said, oh, I want to donate you a camera. Why do you want to donate me a camera? What's your game? What's your angle? Didn't trust people then.
Yeah.
And they said, no, I think you're interesting, and I want to give you a camera. So he gave me a camera, and yeah, from there it just went on really. So you know, I carried on and did daily, whatever it is I do. You know, so yeah,
well,
it's nice.
The main thing is that you're, you know, I mean, the people that have willingly offered you things have done that because they genuinely feel that you've got something to contribute. You know, otherwise, why would they bother?
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean,
don't do this.
This thing about me scamming people, I don't know how. Do I have mind control or something? I don't know. And some people say, well, you shouldn't accept these gifts. Well, okay, but there's many YouTubers that have asked for Patreon account.
You made. You know the aluminium hat that you made?
Yeah,
with those antennas on it. You know?
Yeah.
We're all under a spell.
Yeah. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. I'm a scamming bugger, you know. But you know, in that case, YouTubers with Patreon accounts, they're bad too. Those Patreon people, support me on Patreon. Bad duck of truth. Bad.
Well, if they're going to provide good content, you know, and they're only going to put it up on that Patreon account, good luck to them. You know, I mean, it's up to the individual. No one forces anyone to do anything they don't want to. So at the end of the day, if people wish to do that, then that's their right. And they shouldn't be made to feel bad for doing something, something kind. I mean, look at Louis Fitz.
Yeah,
you know,
he wants me to call him my sponsor. I got no problem with him calling him my sponsor, if that makes sense. Because, but I want to make it clear, Mr. Fist isn't just giving it to me. He's been like this his whole life. He gave his brother-in-law a Chevelle, big block car, because he got rid of his car because he's having a baby. He thought, I need to grow up, get a family car. So he donates him this classic car. He gives to the homeless quite a lot. He's just that type of person, you know, just the way he is. So it's just those kind of people. I never met those kind of people.
I mean, he's a lovely man, not just because of what he does. You know, it's just the fact that he doesn't seek any, he doesn't draw attention to himself, which is, I mean, you've got people out there that give things and then it's, oh, look what I've done.
Ulterior motive. Yeah,
exactly.
Ulterior motive, yeah.
He's not
no,
like
he doesn't have that. No, not at all. Not at all. He hardly comments. You know.
Exactly.
No, he ain't no attention seeker, definitely not. You know, look at me. I am the one that made Magnitude or whatever. Not what I made, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know, he doesn't ever put that out there at all. But you know, other than I jokingly said one day, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Sponsor," and he said, "Yeah, call me out. That's fine." You know, that's about as far as it goes, really. Sort of front, and I am happy to call him back because, well, he's just done so much. You know, like.
And he's a gentleman. You know, it's very far and few between out there, and no offense to me, but he is. He's a gentleman. I've not heard him or seen him write vulgarities or anything like that.
No.
He's always been polite, even respectable in what he posts. But
he
anyway,
he even commented on a sock puppet account respectably. He didn't say. He just said, "Look, I feel sorry for you." Basically, he didn't say you're a knobber or whatever. You know, even on his sock puppets account, he put a respectful comment saying, "Yeah, I donate to him. You know, what's your problem? I feel sorry for you that you don't see the way it is. You know, I'm sorry for your issues." As I put it, rather than attacking him. I thought fair play. You know.
Well, on a closing note, I've never heard you ask anyone for anything. You know,
Never
I
will.
cannot even quote once where I've actually seen you put up a video and say, look, I need a spirit box. Can anyone donate me a spirit box, or
No.
can anyone
I
give
think
me
that's
this?
for a like or a sub. You know, let's smash those likes, or if you like this, sub to me. I never ever said sub to me either, ever. I never will. I just
Well, I
don't.
have.
Yeah, well, everyone has. That's not a bad thing if you do. I'm just saying that I haven't. So, you know, every YouTuber says like, sub, don't they? That's like the in thing, innit? Everyone says it. So it's not a bad thing that you say that. Not all.
No.
Not all.
Well,
You know, they take
well, the
pressure.
reason I do is because I want to try and share something, you know, legit out there. There's too many that are, I mean, in my profession, you do get a lot of people that tar you with the same brush. You know, they seem to think that, it's really, but anyway, they're rambling. So I'm going to let you go. You have a great weekend.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Thank you again to all the people in the chat room for joining us tonight.
Lovely Fearless. Do we get a thumbs down, or have we got thumbs down from the weirdo? Any thumbs down, or we get away?
No, we don't have any. But that, I mean, yeah.
Later on you will.
Oh, yeah, later on. No doubt there'll be the ones from, where is it, Cincinnati. There's also one from Australia who is a subscriber who, I know there's a non-subscriber who watched 40 seconds and hit the thumbs down. I mean, well, you know what? I'll tell you something. Whoever hits thumbs down anyway, you're actually helping my channel, believe it or not. So whether you've got a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it's irrelevant. You know, I'm not going to take offense to it. You know, I just think, well, I can see where you're coming from.
I divide mine by 4 because it's one person for 5 accounts, so I divide it by 4. Oh, I got 16 dislikes. We got 4. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, how immature can you get? I mean, if you don't like something, fine, thumbs down it. But if it's got content that's going to raise questions and discussion and healthy discussion at that, then great. You know, so...
Twice don't like him, obviously not going to like him. Let's go back again and again and again every single video and complain about it, you fucking idiot. But never mind.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you. I'm going now.
Don't worry. Adios, me too. I gotta go. Right, adios. All the best. Love you all. Trespass your torment if you are who you want to be. Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks again. Have a great weekend.